All right, you all, I have just about 5 minutes. And so I wanted to do just a quick tutorial showing you um, how to draw a beetle. It's some sort of a beetle-y type of creature. And I got it from our May membership handout that has different photos and things like that, different reference photos. Okay, so I'm drawing from this photo by James Wainscoat that I found on Unsplash, and I'm kind of sketching out the head. Feel free to simplify any of the shapes as much as you need to, but I'm just kind of looking at, the head, and then it almost looks like, I'm doing this green beetle, and you'll see once I draw it, which one it is, I think, but it's green with like dark spots on it. Reminds me of like a lady, like an old-fashioned lady wearing like a big, some sort of petticoats and, some big fancy dress. So again, I'm going with, I only have a few minutes. I've got things I'm going to do with my kids this afternoon that I'm excited about. But I always feel best when I get a little bit of time for myself too. I wonder what you all like to do for yourselves. I'm guessing if you're here, then you probably like to make things. That's part of it. Okay, so the body is not perfect, but I'm noticing it kind of goes in, but don't worry. If one of the nice things about drawing something like a beetle is that there are so many varieties that no matter how you make it, it's gonna, your brain's not, unless you're really like, an ornithologist or something like that, your brain is not gonna think like, oh, there's something wrong with that. So I'm drawing the little leg segments. This thing has a lot of legs. And I'm just seeing like how far up, how far out things go. I noticed this leg goes out actually a little farther, but like I said before, does not need to be perfect. I draw another leg. The little leg segments are almost like little like sausages or hot dogs or something. So I'm trying to, for me, it's super relaxing, maybe because I've done it a lot, but to just try to draw what I see and not what I think I see. Like if you were like, hey, Abra, draw a beetle, it would not look like this. It would look like something very different. Probably would not even look like a beetle, to be honest, but I'm just trying to draw what I see. So I'm looking at the angles. Sometimes I use my pencil and I'll hold it up to the photo and see, that helps me see what angle it is a little bit better. These are interesting legs. They have like little balls, little like circular parts. And I'm trying to make these pretty symmetrical just because that's, bugs do tend to be pretty symmetrical, but their little appendages can be in different positions and things. So again, don't worry if yours is not symmetrical. So just symmetrical being, the same on both sides or close to it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Apparently, drawing beetles makes me sneeze. I wonder if it will do that to you too. Okay. So I'm just about at my time. That sketch took longer than I planned on, you all. I'm just kind of drawing in some of the little dots, and then I'm just going to do a quick wash since I'm out of time. I'll go for, maybe I'll shoot for like 6 or 7 minutes. All right, so I've got the basic beetle, and I could have probably been looser with that actually. That would have been just fine. I'm going to go in right now with a size 6 brush. This is my Princeton Art brush, and I've got my koi watercolors here, paper towel, some water, and I'm going to mix some green and blue, and I'm going to use just like a light green and blue. I might even try some of that light green and see how that goes. So I'm going to get my little creature a little bit wet first. And actually, before I go in with the green and blue, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. So I've got this yellow here. It's almost like a golden yellow, but I'm just going to go with what I have. I'm just going to kind of add little bits around here. And the colors are all going to kind of mush together. Now I'm going in with my green. I could also just, since I've got the yellow, could add some blue, and that's going to mix with the green. So that's one really fun thing to do, is like if you're going to mix colors, say you're going to mix blue and green, sorry, blue and yellow to make a green, then you can mix them right on the page. You don't even have to necessarily mix them in your palette, which is pretty fun. And then the yellow is pretty intense on my page, so I'm just moving some more of the blue around. Just taking a little bit. That was actually a lot. But that's okay. And like we talk about sometimes, I'm trying to add a little variety. So I don't want to use the exact same, like I want, you know, amount of color everywhere. I would like to have some areas a little lighter, some areas a little darker, and that just kind of adds some interest for our eyes. And now I'm just taking some of the paint that is on the paper already, and I'm moving it onto the legs. Okay. And if I want to, I could go in and, like, you know, with I'm using the tip of my brush now, just with some dark blue on the edges to kind of, like I was talking about, add in a little contrast, a little extra something. I'm not doing that everywhere, just in a few spots. Because my paper's still wet, that's going to like spread out some more, so I might need to go in once it's dry and add a little bit more. I'm just adding some kind of lines with the blue. You could do that with blue or green. Okay, and so now I'm gonna be brave, and I'm gonna go in with a little bit of black. Okay, I'm gonna, my brush is pretty dry. My black is pretty watered down. I'm just gonna drop a little bit in. The reason my brush is pretty dry is because I want to be able to control this black. I don't want it to get out of hand. I'm hoping it will, you know, kind of spread on its own. Give it some little black eyes. And if you don't want it to spread, if you want it to be more exact, wait until the yellows and the blues are all dry. Even, when you think they're for sure dry, just wait a little bit longer. Those in the middle kind of mush together. So I'm going to use my paper towel, kind of soak a little bit of that up. And if you find that you have trouble adding in black paint like this, just wait until until this dries, and you can either add the black watercolor, or you could go in with like a Sharpie or something and add that. Okay, so that is that. I did go a little bit over. That took more like 10 minutes. However, we've got a lovely little beetle there. You can always let it dry and then, go in later and add more. But I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time.